Candice Brown will be giving us all the gossip on plans for her big day later this year, including who will be baking her cake. It's going to be impressive, that's for sure. And is a cleavage competition empowering or degrading to women? Kelly is judging the Bust of Britain competition. But one of us thinks she's making a book. Competition time now, and we've got a cash boost that could be coming your way. Here's our Linda with all the details.
This week you have another chance to win our Super 60 £60,000 big cash prize. We make winners week in and week out at ITV and give away everything from cash to cars to holiday homes.
I just went into shock. Although I knew I entered the competition, it just didn't feel real.
You've won a Mercedes? And I was like, you're kidding.
Didn't believe it was happening to me, really, and I was shocked.
Could only dream of that amount of money, and it's a one-time opportunity,
And then she started going, you've won £36,000.
We're off for a month to Australia, so that's what we're going to do with some of the money this year.
You've won a £10,000 holiday as well. And I was like, at that point, I'm almost on the floor.
They won big with us, and so could you. For your chance to win £60,000, text cash to 81119. Text costs £2 plus one standard network rate message. Go to the website, entries cost £2. Call 09068 781119. Calls cost £2 plus your network access charge. Or post your name and phone number to DY11 PO Box 7558 Derby DE1 0NQ. Entrance must be 18 or over, and lines close at 3 p.m. on Friday the 6th of April. Good luck.
Now, everybody is loving this story. Spare a thought for the poor mum. When asked to draw what she did at the weekend, her 7-year-old daughter Lucy submitted this. It said, "On Sunday, my mummy got sick. She had horrible juices to drink and she needs to rest." Check out the sick bucket. Obviously a heck of a hangover,
Yes.
which got us talking about how we've been shamed by our families. Funny, I had something really similar to that, actually, when Bonnie was wee and she was doing the school diary, and she had written in the diary, and my mummy came home very late last night. She was very tired because she's a loose woman. And I was like, that doesn't really read very well. This is really not very good.
Oh, but that's so sweet.
Oh, but you shame your kids rather than the other way around.
Oh, yeah, I embarrass them. But they always catch me out. I mean, I don't know if anyone else does this, and this is going to sound terrible. I can't believe I'm saying it out loud. But when I go to a theme park, so, you know when your kids are at that awkward age where they're old enough to pay an adult ticket, but not tall enough to ride any of the adult rides, you feel like, why am I buying the entire adult ticket when they can only use half the park? So...
You lie.
I do.
And it's theft, technically, Janet.
I know, stop it. I really feel... Do you want me to get anxiety over this? I'm just literally...
You already said that you grew up eating fruit going around the supermarket, which is...
I'm terrible.
And breathe.
So I feel like they're robbing me.
Yeah,
I feel like,
okay.
do you know what? I shouldn't have to pay full price because he can't use the full facilities of the park. So on the way in, thank you. On the way in,
these parks, they should have a
it
tape
should all be
measure.
done by height rather than and what they're allowed to go on rather than the age.
You've talked yourself into
Yeah,
the
I've done
revolution.
the right thing.
So what do the kids do?
So anyway, I walk in and I will literally say, you know, oh, 1 under 5 and 1 adult. And my son will always say, I'm not under 5, I'm 6. And he's almost 6. He's excited about his birthday. It's terrible.
I'm completely with you on that one. I mean, my kids say to me when we go out, what age do you want us to be today? It just...
I think that when I grew up, I was always embarrassing my parents, and they had this whole concept of shame. But I do remember the first time I went in a pub. I was so tall when I was 14. I went to some club or dance or something.
At 14?
Yeah, I went in the pub at 14 with my friend, and I went, I'll go up to the counter. Or the bar as we know it, and I went out and ordered 2 ciders or something, and I got the drinks. I went back to my friend. I went, oh, first time in a pub. I looked up and there was my Uncle Ray, who's a policeman. Down the other end of the bar. I just bombed down and rushed out.
It's funny we use that word shame now in a kind of different way, don't we?
Yeah.
Shaming people. But I mean, when you're talking about that, Janet, a lot of families felt a real sense of shame.
They didn't want to embarrass the neighbours.
Yeah.
They thought that anything they did would attract comment.
Yeah. I mean, did you?
Definitely. When I left home and when I became successful, I remember being interviewed on the radio quite early on about Christmas, and I quite innocently, because we grew up in a real working class background, half a house, an outside toilet, and all of that. No, I'm not accepting any sympathy because it was pretty normal back then. But when I tell those stories, and I once said on the radio that my parents hadn't got a lot of money that Christmas, and they bought me a pair of shoes, but they did it really well. So I thought, oh, great, I got new shoes for Christmas. I came out of the studio and my mother rang up and went ballistic. And she said, you've humiliated me.
Because you sort of confessed that you got shoes for Christmas.
Yeah, I shamed her. Absolutely.
It's funny because you say that, and I remember when I first started doing interviews in the media, I must have only been like 17, 18, and I was, like you say, you're so unaware of like having working class roots and where you come from, you just think it's normal. Like I never grew up thinking I was without anything or anything was different from anyone else. And I remember the first article when it came out, I think it was in the Sunday Times, and they'd really focused really heavily on painting this picture of me of being this kind of working class glamour model. And I remember my mum calling me being absolutely devastated that I talked about growing up in a council house, that she was 17, that she liked the odd spliff every now and again. And she was mortified. And I kind of get it because she still had to go to work.
Yeah.
And I just, in my world, it was like completely normal. I wasn't ashamed. No. I didn't know any different. And I was actually, I'm really proud of my working class roots. But even up until now, like, you know, it's kind of like in this country, it's like we are shamed into it. And I mean, even recently, like I was, I think it was like last year, I was up for this job, and I remember, and my acting agent at the time said, Kelly, you haven't got the job. I think you're not the right pedigree. And I thought, to be named a pedigree, like pedigree, I was like, I don't think we can work together anymore, because I do feel like there is still a little bit of that.
Still there?
I think it's still there. Oh, yeah.
I don't think it is. On the contrary, shows like Made in Essex and so on, I just think it's a glorification in some areas of television about being stupid. I mean, definitely.
But are you looking at anyone in particular?
I'm not looking at anyone on this show because you're all side-eye. But you know what I mean? There's a lot of entertainment out there these days, which is people glorifying in, you know.
Yeah, well, it's an interesting discussion, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because why should we be making a judgment on people? Maybe it's just showing ordinary people's lives, and you know, we're all ordinary people. That's a discussion for another day. Listen, we've got some great comments on the shaming thing. Have you seen some of them there?
Oh, let's have a look.
I love this one from Sue. She says, I once hosted a women's only adult toys party. Oh. Yes, and I was given a jolly pecker, a little wind-up willy with feet. You know I used to have one of those. It was my favourite willy ever. So a few days later, I discovered my eldest son had entertained his class of 7-year-olds with it. Luckily, the teacher was lovely, but I was horrified. Oh, yeah, imagine. Have you got any, Stacey?
They are hilarious. My daughter once shouted in a shop loudly, Mum, do you need a poo?
Oh,
I would do that to my kids.
I have to say, Bonnie did that to me once, sitting in the loo side by side. This is a bit grosser, but she did that. Well, we were just sitting there and she said, Mum, are you doing a poo?
Yeah.
The most funny is it a big one? And it was? No. Right, OK. Michelle says, my daughter told Santa at school that we'd have to leave out the vodka for him because that's all mummy drinks.
I love this one. My 3-year-old daughter shouted in the middle of the supermarket, Mummy, here's your nappies, while she's holding sanitary towels.
Oh, don't you love him? Oh, well, still to come, Bake Off's Candice will be talking wedding plans and why her beloved grandparents will be with her in spirit as she walks down the aisle. And Archaic or Empowering will be debating whether cleavage competitions really have a place in a national newspaper. Prepare for heads to butt on this one. All that to come after this break.